We're going to talk about, is tech sales a good career in this job market? It's not an uncommon question. The question persists through all job markets and all careers. Is this a good career? Should I become a piano teacher? Should I become a software developer? Should I break into tech sales? It's a tough question to answer generically because this largely depends on you. Have you sat down and thought through, what do I want to become? What do I want my strategic career plan to look like, right? So it's very personal, it's very individual, whether or not tech sales is right for you or whether it's good in this job market. It really depends. The question behind the question a lot of times is tech sales as a career path safe? Short answer, no. Nothing's safe. There is no career that's safe. I currently run two different businesses. I'm not safe. Safety is a myth in jobs. Now, what you can do is what I teach students and members in Pursuit, which is it's important that you think of your career less as jobs you attain or titles you attain or work you do, and think of it more as, who am I gradually becoming over time? And how valuable is this person to the marketplace? And one of the ways to determine and assess that is, what skills am I developing and what experiences am I putting myself through? Realistically, tech sales does provide you with certain skills that will offer stability in your career from a job security perspective. The things that you will learn in tech sales will serve you well and largely help you get other tech sales roles or help you transition into other roles outside of sales altogether. Many CEOs who go on to lead businesses started their career, or at least spent time in their career, in sales. And one of the biggest reasons behind that is because as a salesperson, your job is to face the customer, is to work with customers, is to understand the customer's challenges, their needs, and then to figure out if the things we offer, the solutions, the services, the products, etc., actually help the customer. And if they do, it's my job to make that connection and solve customer problems with either the things we offer or through the partnerships we have available to us. But having that experience of understanding the customer is extremely valuable, and it enables you to learn how businesses really run. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's talk about business in general. Any business, grocery stores, big tech companies, pharma. Businesses exist to solve problems. That's it. There's a problem or a challenge an individual or an organization or another business has. There is another business that has come up with some sort of a solution. Okay? And so the business is as valuable as the problems they solve and how well they solve them, how frequently they solve them, how big the problem is that they solve, the complexity of the problem. So if you have a really, really hairy, complex problem that's really tough to solve at several different large businesses or large organizations, and there's a company over here who's very good at solving that problem, they've kind of figured it out, that's pretty valuable. And then to take it a step further, if you are one of the salespeople at that company and you get the opportunity to go talk to customers about this really complex, challenging problem, and you get to be one of the ones that actually is on the front lines helping them solve that problem, that's also pretty valuable for you, right? Because you're getting front row seats to seeing how businesses actually run. You're in the trenches, understanding the nuances of how a business's services, products, or offerings actually implement themselves and make an impact in the marketplace, right? And you get to see it all day, every day. That is a valuable experience to put yourself through. Beyond that, you also learn critical thinking skills, creative problem solving skills, communication skills, leadership skills, because those skills are also required to do your job well and ultimately help the customer solve their problems. So back to the original question, is tech sales a good career to get into in this job market? I think so. I think it's great. And the reason why is because the skills you will develop, our marketplace that we work and live in has shown us time and time again that the skills salespeople tend to possess are extremely valuable. You can tell because of how they pay salespeople, right? The marketplace has a very specific value for different skills. We don't really see it that way. A lot of times we see it as jobs, but jobs are nothing more than a conglomeration of skills lumped together to go perform the same task or similar tasks over and over, right? That's all a job is. I need a person to go do this thing, get really good at it, and do it over and over and over, and they must have these skills, right? And so it's in the development of those skills where people start to develop value in the marketplace. And so I would ask myself, which careers will help me develop skills that are most valuable in this marketplace? In sales, one of the skills you will develop is learning how to take a stranger, someone who's never heard of you or your business or your product or your offering or your services, no idea who you are, take that person and turn them into a customer, a happy customer, a loyal customer, someone who depends on your solution, on your product, depends on the way you do business, how you do business, someone who a year ago had no idea who you are, but 12 months later is now spending tens, hundreds, millions of dollars because you approached them and said, I think you have a challenge or a problem and I know how to solve it. And then you actually did. That is a valuable skill. So I would think of your career in terms of skills. There's a lot of other valuable skills in the marketplace. There's lawyers, there's doctors, there's all kinds of stuff out there. But sales is one of those skills that's very valuable and can help you develop options, and doors can open down the road as you start to really develop and master some of these sales skills.